Ohio, Kentucky, and Virginia. And man, I got to tell you, as you said, we were talking about it. Highlander goes, it gives you a sliver of hope that people have wised up. And I do want to thank. There is a point when I remember growing up, and when when it was just like Clinton and normal, even if whoever got in, you knew the country wasn't going to just go crazy sideways, right? Mm-hmm. And then we get Trump, and all of a sudden we realize, oh shit, we can be the opposite of what we're supposed to be. And what it did was he said, I'm going to make America great. And it's just not the way he thought.
Yeah, it totally backfired.
They're like, oh, we're all voting now. Why? Because you're a douchebag. Right. Yeah, we're not going to have any more douchebags. And so, and it's weird. I think the Republicans have bet on the boredom of the electorate. I think they've bet on it, and it screwed them. Because instead of getting a guy that was just going to slowly shave our freedoms down, they got a guy that's like, nobody can do anything. I'm going to do this. I'm giving millions to rich people, and it's good that people are going out and vote. So, and by the way, Republicans too, get out and vote, man. Do what you can.
This is proof, or further proof, that most of the country, we think, is democratic,
or at least
progressive.
At least,
right?
Not because I don't even know. I wouldn't call myself super progressive.
Not where I'm from.
Yeah, I would say this, sane. Most of the country is kind of sane and just wants everything to be okay.
Most people want abortion rights. Most people want sensible gun laws. Most people want health care. Most people want, those are all, and by the way, those are really center things. Yeah. But the way that the demographics have shifted, now it's left
NBC News
progressive.
Really they burst my bubble. They said that Trump and Republicans enjoy an advantage among voters who have not been as motivated to participate in special and off-year elections. This won't count for 2024 is what they're saying. They just burst my bubble.
Hold on. That doesn't make any sense, because if that were the case, they would have won this election too.
No, they're saying that Republicans are not as motivated to turn out in off-year elections or special elections. They show up for the presidential elections.
That's not even a bubble. That's not even a bubble. That's a bubble rubber.
Andy Beshear won governor again in Kentucky.
Kentucky Democrat. Kentucky's like, man, you know what? All right, this guy he ain't pissed anybody off. Let's vote him back in.
He won in counties that Trump carried in the last election.
Oh, he flipped some counties. Mm-hmm. There you go. So here is what going back to what you said. Most of America is, and I'm just going to say sane. I saw a great one of those lawn sign campaign signs, and it said, "I am a Republican, and I'm voting for Joe Biden." Because people are getting like if you look at what's going on, 12 million jobs added, CHIPS Act, infrastructure is going like crazy. And the polls keep saying that Trump's ahead on the economy. I'm like, how is that fucking possible?
That Trump is ahead on the economy?
That's what they're saying.
Is that Trump saying that?
Are they just calling Trump? Did Trump just go to Verizon and go, I would like to have 4,000 numbers. Please call me every time there's a poll. Hello? No, it's not Donald Trump. Whose it is? It's Tommy Frump.
David Dennison.
What I don't understand is they've really fucked themselves, Republicans, because by continuing to let him be the front runner, what they've done is anybody who is sane, who had a chance of pulling independents and pulling even, it's going to be Trump again. Yeah. And what's going to happen is, okay, fine. Look, I can say the poll right now is fine. Once this campaign starts into those two guys, imagine the evidence that each guy has on the other guy. But they have a laptop for Biden that they don't, no one knows where it is.
And that's it.
They have maybe $3 million that his son got paid by Burisma. Maybe. They've got Trump, and we don't have the time to go over the list of shit.
Not even with all of the indictments, but all of the stuff that happened in office that we've forgotten about because there were so many things, like the reasons for 2 impeachments. Calling
the troops suckers and losers,
but like way worse stuff. I mean, corruption, things like that.
Well, I don't know.
I'm not happy with you, Mississippi, for Tate Reeves again. What the hell? Could have had Brandon Presley in that office.
But Tate Reeves is the lumpiest piece of Jello mold, redneck puffball I've ever. He's corrupt as hell.
Yeah,
77 million disappeared.
Yeah, oops,
disappeared.
Didn't he do that thing with Brett Favre too? Wasn't there like a weird Ponzi scheme thing that they did?
Yeah.
That should have pushed them over the edge.
what was it exactly that happened with Tate Reeves?
77 million was supposed to be set for government programs that ended up going to a bunch of businesses and stuff that didn't need it.
Oh, I forgot about that, Brett Favre.
And there was a Brett Favre thing, like he had to give it back, right?
It was a welfare scandal.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, you could have had a descendant of Elvis Presley, and you chose Play-Doh again. I don't understand it. He's gotten even lumpier in office. Probably because he's making so much money.
But what has he done for Mississippi? I mean, that's
$77 million in federal funds intended for the state's poorest residents in a very poor state were misspent or directed. We have evidence directed to wealthy, politically connected Mississippians between 2017 and 2020, at least.
You see, it's so much easier in those states that are really poor
to be corrupt,
to be super corrupt.
Yeah.
Because there's like 4 computers in the whole state. There's, one TV station, one radio station, a couple houses.
And they're Dell computers. They're really old Dell computers. They're
and a lot of truck nuts. A lot of truck nuts.
Yeah, a lot of truck nuts. Commodore 64s. That's how they run their entire IRS.
Yes.
Well, that Commodore 64.
That's where they should hide all of our missile silos. Just put them in like Mississippi. Nobody will find them. They're out way in the boonies.
Because no one's attacking Mississippi.
Google cars get lost there. There's no tracking at all.
We don't work Mississippi, do we, at all, ever? I don't think I ever have. I mean, I went through there a lot when I lived in the South.
When I was when I would take any gig there was no gigs in Mississippi. You can't bring comedy to a bunch of people that don't get comedy. I'm sure there's certain comics that kill there.
Oh yeah. I could.
Well,
I can turn on that Southern charm when I get on stage in the South.
Can I see some of that?
No.
Oh. See, right there. See, it doesn't have it. See, sometimes she Southern charms, and then it's
all these like old vaudeville, hey-oh, boom, boom jokes that he makes about his wife. It's like hilarious. Speaking through the microphone.
Vaudeville? Vaudeville? Hey-oh, boom, boom. That's Ed McMahon. That's not vaudeville, but okay.
Whatever. Doing all of the cheesy,
she gets so mad whenever I'm like,
anti-wife jokes.
Southern charm is someone who's just very effervescent and bubbly and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, lemonade.
Shoot, when I get on stage in the South, it turns on again, that Southern
fakeness.
It's not fake.
It's super clean, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's very
I actually like Southern audiences a lot. He knows this because
we had a great tour.
They as a whole like to have fun. It's a little more raucous. I don't mind a good bar gig in the South. He's not a fan, but I
don't mind it. We had a good time in the South. Even the horrible gig in New Orleans was good.
Okay, well, that's a little too far.
The audience that was there laughed. They were great. There just wasn't a lot of them, and some of them, and the room was basically a condemned building.
You can say nothing's up to code on that building.
It was like the house across the street, which I think has now been condemned.
When smoke is coming off the soundboard,
there's exposed wires like on stage. When you show me a picture, like, is that a power amp leaning up on a fence? Yes. What is going on here?